Well, it looks like we had an abrupt end to that live stream. I want to thank everyone who sat in on it, and apologize for that abrupt finish. I know there are some problems with the internet in some parts of Los Angeles right now. I don't know if it's related to a fire or some other thing that's going on. I was very happy to hear that it wasn't going on in Arcadia, California, but maybe it is. Maybe there are some internet issues out here, or it might have been a problem with Livestream. Livestream is a something I'm beta testing. I'm not completely totally sold on it yet, and we'll see how that works. And but I thank those of you who hung in there till the end. And hey, Ginger, Cichlid King, Chevy Fish, thank you for hanging in there till the end. I think we had an abrupt finish. I think I lost my connection. And so I apologize for disappearing on you. I didn't need to use the bathroom or anything like that. I think we just lost the signal, and that was the end of it. But at any rate, this is a beta test of the live stream system, and it's called Lightstream, and we'll see. I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to say goodbye because we are having some trouble with the signal. So, so hey, folks, thank you for tuning in. You rock. You. Thank you for hanging in there, and let's see. Let me just catch a couple comments here. Fiona, you're cutting out again. I'm back. I hope I'm back. And that last dropout was my fault. Chris Watts, love your vids and live streams. Keep up. Thank you, Chris. Love the positive. Love the positive feedback. Ginger, yes. Ginger, it's a bummer for you. Imagine what it is for me on this end when I see my live stream disappear. Johnson, keep up the great videos. You've taught me. Thank you, Johnson. I appreciate that. And I'll tell you what, if any of you have any comments, go ahead and type them in now. I'll pick up a few to make up for it later. Ben and everyone, sorry, YouTube is messed up. Yeah, I'm not sure if it's YouTube or it's Lightstream. Or it may be just some of the internet connection issues that we're experiencing in Los Angeles right now. But Chevy Fish, thank you for tuning in. You are appreciated. So I'll go ahead and use this opportunity while I have a signal to tell all of you thank you for tuning in. Thank you for the super chats. Thank you for those of you who have acquired a cup to drink coffee with me on Saturdays. I'm not sure if I'm going to be sticking with Lightstream. I might be going with something more formal, maybe like an OBS, something like that. And let's see here. And Rona Ferris, Maxwell's Demon. I have no idea, Knight Rider, what Maxwell's Demon is. Rowan Ferris, hi Ben, tuning in from Canada. What do you think of using Sea-Chem salt in African cichlid tanks? I use a Sea-Chem trace. I use it's called Malawi salt, Malawi lake salt, but it's actually just trace minerals. I'm not using a heavy salt like kosher or like an API aquarium salt. I'm not using anything like that. I am using Sea-Chem Malawi lake salt. And again, it's not salt necessarily, it's trace minerals. And I just add that just to give the fish a little extra support it's almost like a vitamin supplement that they take in through their gills, through their, and they take it in from the water. So I do that just to help them out a little bit. I started doing it a while back. I don't dose at the full level of dose required because that would get very, very expensive. It's not cheap stuff. It's expensive stuff. So I dose probably half just to give them a little bit of trace. And let's see what else we have here. We can turn this into just a big Q&A session here. Let me see here. Trinimon, I hope I pronounced that right. I was doing my partial water change on my 90-gallon and my 20-gallon while listening to your live chat. And hey, I'm glad I can provide a little background that you might find helpful or inspiring. I appreciate that. I know Nolan over at Nolan's Aquarium. not far from here, he actually has the live chat going as he sets up the store. A few weeks ago, we had Super Cichlids over in Delaware. They have a 70-inch television. They were doing the live chat at the store. I was wearing a Super Cichlids t-shirt. So that's very cool. I like that. Do you like CCAM buffers? I don't use any buffers, and I have my own. This is just my opinion. I think if you start getting into buffers and things like this, you're going to have so many possible variables that will change. You're going to be chasing those variables. So I don't use buffers. In some parts of the country, some parts of the world, you have no choice. I understand that. And so, some people use RO water, reverse osmosis, so they get a water with nothing in it, and then they add minerals, they add buffers. Then when you take out a certain percentage, you have to measure carefully what you put back in. It can get a little complicated, more so than I want to get into. Night Rider wants to know what's the best frozen food to bring out color. I haven't used frozen foods for the purpose of getting color. I've used frozen foods more to entice the fish to eat. And I've used things like frozen krill. And as I mentioned earlier in the larger broadcast, I use the omega-1 frozen cichlid cubes. And I'm not sure if those impact color or not. Color can be affected by a variety of things, right? Quality of the fish, a clean, good, healthy water parameters, things of that nature. That's probably the main thing. Oxygen. Are your fish well oxygenated? That's going to affect color. Do you have females in the tank that are getting the males to show breeding dress, getting them to fire up so they can attract and be appealing to the female, or are they getting excited that way? So there's a lot of factors that can affect color. And thoughts on a dirt tank with a sand cap? 305 Richie Rich. I've never done that. I've seen videos of it, and if I was to have a planted tank, it makes a lot of sense. You put some of that organic, some of that rich soil, let it settle, and put a little light, something light over it, like a light gravel or sand. Then you have something for the plants to root into. I've seen some beautiful planted tanks using that setup. I personally have never used it, so I can't speak to you from experience. Inventory King, Paul, who, by the way, is officially a salty now. He just added fish to his saltwater aquarium. Check out his video. Has a beautiful setup, saltwater setup. Says frozen krill is great for predators. It'll keep, will help them be healthy, and healthy equals good color. There you go. Check out Paul, Inventory King. Check out his channel. He's got some great stuff going on there. Some great projects, beautiful fish room with some very well thought out water change systems. Jamie, it's interesting you ask, how often do you clean the tubes of your FX6? Probably every 4 to 6 months, I'll run I have a long pipe cleaner that has a kind of a 1-inch, head on it. A pipe cleaner, I'll just run it through there. It is a bit of a pain to take them off. You have to, of course, shut them off, unplug your filter, close the valves, pull them off, pull the ends out of the tank, open them up so that they can drain into a bucket, and then go and clean them out and then attach them. It's a bit of a job, but I would say, at least twice a year, get in there and clean those out. I have to change another valve on my FX6. I changed out one of the top valves, and now the other one started leaking. And so as part of that maintenance, I'm probably going to go ahead and clean the hoses. And my advice to anyone listening who has FX6s, if you have a valve that's leaking, don't order one, order two, and go ahead and just swap them both out. I know they're a little bit expensive. It's almost like doing the brakes on your car. Don't bother doing one. Go ahead and do them both. And because I did one, and 2 weeks later, 3 weeks later, I turned the other one off, the older one, I noticed a drip. So I think they have about the same lifespan. So if you're going to change one, change them both. That's my advice. And let's see here. My peeps, all my tanks are dirt tanks. Awesome. There you go. And I'm assuming you have plants. KG Cichlids, oh, still going. Hey, Kevin, thanks for coming back. It wasn't, we had an abrupt ending, didn't feel right about ending off that way. So I came back on. I'm just answering some questions, and I thank you for coming back on. And, but with that being said, I've been going for about an hour and a half. I'm losing my voice, and I actually need to go do a little work today and get going on some tanks. So I appreciate you folks working through all 3 segments of my live stream today. I warned you at the beginning that this was a beta test of the Lightstream system. I'm not sure if it's Lightstream that failed or if it was the local area networking, because Los Angeles is experiencing some area-wide outages of internet for a variety of reasons. I think it's related to a fire. But I had a pretty strong signal when I started. Maybe it spread to my area. I don't know. But at any rate, I appreciate you folks. I appreciate you folks tuning in. Thank you, everybody, for hanging in there with me and evolving through my experiment phases. And I think I'm going to go ahead and wrap up. Thank you, everybody. You folks rock. You know I mean that. And thank you to the super chatters. Thank you to my moderators, Kevin, Denny, and of course, Candi. And most importantly, thank you to you, the viewers. You are the best. All right. That's it for me. Thank you. I'm going to end off on purpose this time.